What happened wasn't supposed to happen. It's true that the places are different and the people are too, but this is horror beyond limits.
Story 1. When I was about 7, I lived in an old house with a room that felt like it didn't belong. It was tucked away on its own floor, more like an attic extension than a proper bedroom. The previous owners used it as a storage space for their old belongings. My room had a massive wooden door leading to a dark attic, packed with dusty boxes of my childhood toys and forgotten junk. Being so isolated from the rest of the family always unnerved me, especially with that looming door. Was it just my imagination? Or did it always feel like something was watching from behind it? One night, after a scary movie with my family, I lay in bed, heart racing, when a loud thud echoed from the attic. Did something fall, or was someone up there? I bolted to my parents' room, but they insisted no one was there and let me sleep with them. The next night, the sound returned, metal scraping, like someone was rummaging through the boxes. Was it just the house settling, or something more sinister? I ran to my parents again, but my dad was losing patience, calling it childish fear. The next day, my mom and I checked the attic and found a box tipped over, its contents scattered. A simple accident, she said, but was it? That night, my dad locked their door, tired of my nonsense. I lay awake, staring at the attic door. An hour later, it creaked open, and a pale hand emerged from the darkness. Was it human? Why did it vanish when I screamed? My mom rushed in. My dad searched the attic, but they found nothing. The police came up empty-handed. To this day, I wonder, what was that hand? And what did it want with me? Story 2. In middle school, I went on a field trip to an old museum in New Orleans, rumored to be haunted. As our guide droned on about its dark history, I heard a faint whisper, words too soft to make out. Was it the wind, or something trying to speak? I looked around, but no one else seemed to notice. The whispers grew louder, more insistent. Could I be the only one hearing them? I asked my friends, but they shook their heads, thinking I was joking. Then I noticed an elderly woman in our group staring at me, pointing to her ear with a questioning look. Did she hear it too? I nodded, my heart pounding. Just then, the guide started talking about a woman who lived in the museum a century ago, whose ghostly whispers haunted visitors. Was she reaching out to us? Why only us? After the tour, I spoke to the woman. She'd heard the same whispers, but her husband and son heard nothing. What made us different? Were we chosen or cursed? I still don't know what to make of it. Do you believe in ghosts, or is there another explanation? Story 3. It was Halloween, and my friends and I were swapping spooky stories. My friend Sarah hesitated before sharing a chilling tale about her parents' first date. Her dad, an avid hiker, suggested a late-night walk in a nearby forest. Was it romantic or reckless? They wandered under the starlight, but her dad suddenly felt uneasy, like danger was near. Was it just nerves, or a warning from something unseen? He ignored it and kept going until his foot hit something soft on the path. What was it? A fallen branch, or something far worse? The darkness hid the truth, and a wave of dread made them turn back. Years later, they watched a documentary about a serial killer who operated in that forest. He described a night when he'd just killed a victim and hid her body, only to hear footsteps approaching. He watched from the shadows as a man stumbled over the body and fled. Was that Sarah's dad? How close were they to becoming victims? The thought still sends shivers down my spine. What would you have done in their place? Story 4. My college library stayed open late for procrastinators like me. Most books were in the basement, in a section called the stacks, two vast rooms lined with shelves and study desks. One night, around midnight, I was working alone, save for a girl a few desks away. Suddenly, I heard pages flipping rapidly, like someone was rifling through a book. Was it another student? Or something else? I ignored it, but the sound persisted, growing louder. Was someone playing a prank? Or was the library hiding a secret? Fed up, I started walking toward the noise, but it stopped abruptly. Coincidence? Or did it sense me coming? I sat back down, only for the flipping to resume, louder, like a massive book was being shaken. The girl looked annoyed too, and we both searched the shelves, finding nothing. How could that be? We were near the entrance Cesno. One could have slipped by unnoticed. The noise started again, right by her desk. She grabbed her bag, muttered, "I'm done," and bolted. Was she right to run? I followed seconds later. I still avoid the stacks at night. Would you dare go back? Story 5. I once owned a small fishing boat, and my wife and I set out for a 2-day trip in the Atlantic. The first day was calm, but the second night, as we played cards inside, we heard a boat motor. Who would be out here in the dark? We stepped outside to see a man in a rickety boat, no lights on, staring at us. Was he lost or up to something? I asked if he needed help, and he requested spare fuel. When I said we had none, he claimed he had plenty. Why ask then? His blank stare chilled us. Trying to stay polite, I asked how he navigated in the dark, but he just chuckled and said, "Nice meeting you folks," before vanishing into the night. Was he mocking us? Alarmed, we turned off our lights and sailed away. Later that night, my wife's scream woke me. A man stood at our cabin door. Was it him again? I lunged, but he fled, his boat's motor roaring as he escaped. We reported it, but the police found nothing. Who was he? And what was his plan? The memory still haunts me. Story 6. My high school bedroom had a dark corner blocked from light by a large wardrobe. One night, as I tried to sleep, I felt an intense stare, heavy with malice. Was someone there? Or was my mind playing tricks? I opened my eyes and saw a shadowy figure in the corner. Just a shadow, right? I closed my eyes, but the feeling grew stronger. Then I heard a floorboard creak, like someone stepping closer. Was it real? I opened my eyes. The figure was in a different corner now. My heart raced. Was it moving? Or was I losing it? I pulled the blanket over my head, trembling, praying it wouldn't come closer. I never saw it again, but the fear lingers. What was in that corner? Did I escape something evil? Or was it all in my head? Story 7. My family's first camping trip was when I was 18. We avoided official campsites, hiking into a remote forest to set up 2 tent zones for me and my younger siblings, one for my parents. At night, I couldn't sleep. The ground was too hard. Then I heard the tent zipper slowly opening. Was it an animal or something worse? A head poked inside, but I couldn't see who. "Dad?" I whispered, but they pulled back. "Dad?" I called louder. No answer, they were gone, leaving the tent unzipped. Confused, I checked my parents' tent. Both were asleep. Who was at our tent? A stranger? A predator? I didn't sleep that night, haunted by the thought of someone watching us. What would you do if you were me? Story 8. During my parents' honeymoon in Florida, they checked into a hotel. Exiting the elevator, they smelled fresh paint and saw a painter working in the hallway. They greeted him, but he didn't respond. Was he rude or something else? Their room reeked of paint, unbearable, so they asked for a new one. The receptionist was puzzled. No painting was scheduled. When they returned for their bags, the painter, his tools, and the smell were gone. How could that happen so fast? The next day, they overheard a guide mention a painter who died years ago, falling down the elevator shaft on that floor. Was it his ghost they saw? My parents aren't superstitious, but this shook them. What do you think it was? Story 9. This happened to my cousin, but it chills me to the core. He was video chatting with his girlfriend late one night when he noticed her closet door slightly ajar. Was it just open, or was something hiding? He pointed it out, but she brushed it off, saying it was a draft. Later, the door creaked wider. "Your brother's in there, right?" he asked. She said she was alone. Then the door swung open, and a figure stepped out, leaving the room. Was it a burglar, or worse? My cousin yelled for her to lock her door and call the police. She screamed, slammed the door, and hid. He raced to her house, finding the front door open. The police found her in shock, saying she'd seen someone face to face before locking herself in. Who was it? What did they want? They never found out. Story 10. One stormy night I was home alone, enjoying a movie while my dad worked late. Thunder roared outside, perfect for a cozy night. But then, something hit my window, not rain, but a sharp tap. Was it a branch? It happened again, a rock. My pulse quickened. Who was out there in the storm? Another rock, then another. Faster now. I heard a truck engine idling below. Was someone watching me? I just turned off the TV. Did they see the light go out? I froze, hoping they'd leave. Then a louder thump shook the window. I ran downstairs to call the police, but as I passed the front door, I saw a face peering through the glass, smiling. Was it a prank or something sinister? They started rattling the doorknob, then banging on the door. I grabbed a knife, yelled that the cops were coming, and hid upstairs. The banging stopped, and I heard the truck drive off. The police arrived but found no trace. Who was it? Were they after me, or just my house? I still regret not looking out the window. But don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, because there are some really terrifying videos coming soon. Also, leave a nice comment, and if you have a true scary story that happened to you, send it to me.